Enemies when you have a toxic family. Let's get into it.
Don't you ever forget that being black is an honor because you come from greatness.
Is an introduction really necessary for someone we all know so well?
Welcome to ChesleyIRL podcast, where we talk about real and unfiltered, thought-provoking conversations to help and heal. So if you would like to stay tuned for my podcast, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. So I know y'all can see from the title, today's topic is toxic family. But before we get into the topic, we're just going to chat, and I just want to express that I am super excited for my new journey as a podcaster. So if you're watching me because you follow me on TikTok, hey y'all. All right, if you're new, welcome. My name is Chesley, and this is my first episode for my podcast. And I'm just really excited for this journey, and I really am such a visionary. Like, once I have vision of something that I want to do, like, I just go for it, and it just turned to go. Like, for instance, I used to own a clothing business, and I remember before I even started the clothing business, I had vision for it, and to see it come to life and become my reality was such a blessing. And I want the same thing for my new podcast. So yeah, I would love you guys' support. So if you're new here, thank you for joining. If you know me from TikTok, I appreciate your support. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the topic. So the topic is toxic family. So this topic actually came up because I had made, Thanksgiving was just past, the holidays, Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving just passed. I had posted a video on TikTok of me cooking for myself for Thanksgiving. And I had got a lot of people that liked it and comment. And I actually was on live cooking before I posted the video. And someone was like, why are you by yourself? And I just thought that was interesting because people got to understand everybody is not fortunate and able to have a healthy and positive family. So yes, that's why today's topic is toxic family. And then also it's perfect because this is around the time of the holidays. And I know a lot of people can relate because we can't choose our families. And I want to make a disclaimer before I get into this. This video is not to bash my family because honestly, this is a very vulnerable state for me to even talk about my family because most people don't even know much about my family. I don't really talk about my family, but I feel like this would be a great episode idea for my first episode to talk about toxic family because I feel like your family is just who brought you here, but who you become is totally up to you and Jesus Christ. That's who I believe in. But yeah, basically, you can't choose your family, but you can choose the life that you want for yourself. And honestly, I think, my family was not always toxic, first and foremost. But I feel like coming from a toxic dynamic, you just want peace. And then also, I was in the military for 9 years. And honestly, being in the military, you spend a lot of holidays alone. I could have went home to visit my family, but it's just when it's not what it needs to be, you know what, let me just stay my ass at home. And I just think that, regardless of whatever, your family, the energy that they give, you don't have to become that. So that's the whole purpose of me doing this episode, is basically allowing people to open up your mind and see your toxic family as seeing a positive of it. Because regardless of your family being toxic and they're probably not, the way that they behave is not conducive for you, but you don't have to be around that. You could choose peace. You could choose to spend Thanksgiving alone like I did. And I don't know, I think people probably get sad, or not sad, but they probably feel bad for me and be like, oh, she's by herself. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm at peace. I feel and honestly, I feel like my family, like I said about the disclaimer, this is not for me to bash my family. It's just me sharing my perspective and my truth, because I feel like a lot of people need to hear this type of conversation, because honestly, being on TikTok, you realize that you're not alone, because there's a lot of people that share their stories with dealing with toxic family members on TikTok. And I just wanted to, open up a conversation and just share my experience. Okay, so let me start. So from the beginning. So I come from a family of my mom, my dad, and I have a sister, a brother, and a stepbrother. My dad had a son from a previous relationship. But growing up, we wasn't really around my stepbrother, so I don't really know him all that well. But basically, my mom and dad were together for, I think, 23. Let me not lie. It's 20 something. They were together for 20 some years. And then one day, my mom just decided to, she don't want to be with my dad no more. And I was in my senior year of high school. I was 17 years old. So my mom, she decides to leave my dad, and she ended up moving with her sister. So she wanted me to move with her. I have my siblings are older than me. So I think my brother was 22 at the time, and my sister was 20. Yeah, because she's 3 years older than me. So my sister, I guess they both were still trying to figure out life, even though they were in their 20s. And my sister ended up going with my mom, and my mom wanted me to go, but I didn't want to go. Like my dad, she ended up leaving our family home, so I stayed with my dad. And then after I ended up graduating high school, and I ended up going to the military. And I don't know, it was like growing up, I didn't have a traumatic childhood. Like, I don't know, maybe my mom and dad did a really good job of masking who they really were, because obviously fast forward to now, I know who they really are now. But growing up, I wasn't abused. I don't have those stories. You know what I'm saying? So prayers to people that did grow up in a traumatic household, but I didn't experience that. I didn't even realize how toxic my family was until I became an adult. And shit just got crazy. And I think that's why I feel so comfortable being alone, because I'm the youngest in my family, so it was just wait, what happened? How did we get here? But just to sum it all up, I ended up going to the military, and then I don't know, whole family just disconnected. We wasn't connected anymore. And I think as I grew in the military, I don't think I ever said this out loud before, I don't really think my family was happy for me. And I think now that looking back on it, I think my family members were just going through their own personal situations. So I don't even think that it was possible for them to actually be happy for me, because if you're battling with something within yourself, I don't even think it's possible for you to show up for someone else. So, looking back on it, I experienced a lot of accomplishments, and my family wasn't there for me. And I don't know, I think along the way, as I just went through that, I just accepted it for what it was. And I never I don't know, I don't think I really let it affect me. I think I was just focused on creating a life for myself, and just kind of figuring out who I was as a woman. So I know a lot of people, when you go through stuff with your family, a lot of people take it hard, and it allows them to bleed. They allow it to bleed over into their life. And I just, one thing I can say about me, regardless of me having a toxic family and things going left, and my family not really being supportive of me, and the things I had going on, it didn't really stop me from becoming who I am today. Cause I know, recently, actually, I just had a conversation with my mother. I don't really talk to my family. I don't have a relationship with any of them. And I actually just talked to my mother the other day, which was very interesting. And I honestly feel you can't allow what people struggle with to make you feel you're doing something wrong. Because I feel a lot of hurt people, everybody knows hurt people. So a lot of people can be going through something in their life, and they'll put it on you and make it seem like you did something. And it's we cannot, if you're somebody that's watching this and you deal with a toxic family, do not allow your family members to gaslight you and to make it seem like you're doing something wrong, and you're you're the crazy one. It's no, we're not gonna do that. Because I feel at the end of the day, the respect and love should be at the core. And if that's not what's at the core, we can't communicate. That's how I see it. Because I feel I'm not finna let none of my family members disrespect me. That's why this saying was like, who cares about having enemies when you got toxic family members? Because that's damn near like enemies. And it's like, that's why I don't, the way I live my life, I don't care about how people feel about me, because it's like my own family like don't even like really care about me. So it's like, why would I care about you not caring about me? And the people that brought me into this world don't really care about me. So I know there might be like, I know listening to this, y'all might be like, oh my God, like, girl, are you okay? I'm like, yes, that's why I'm making this podcast, to like open up a perspective, as if like, regardless of what you go through, like, or what like is thrown at you, or people not supporting you, you can't allow that to stop you. Like that's the whole key to like this whole conversation of dealing with toxic family members, because regardless of if your mother didn't show up for you, your dad wasn't there for you, your sister don't like you, or your brother, he don't support you, it don't matter. Like, honestly, because I feel like you can't even be mad at your toxic family members, to be honest, because I feel like I actually was in like it was like a mental hospital program I had end up in before I got in the military. And I end up probably doing an episode about my experience in the military. But for right now, basically I was in a program, and she asked me, like, you know, when you're in therapy, they ask you questions about your family, because they like to ask, like, oh, do you have any childhood trauma? And one of the therapists, she asked me, she was like, oh, you know, how's your relationship with your mother? And I was like, well, we don't really have a relationship. Like, we don't communicate. And I basically was explaining to, you know, the lady, basically like, you know, my mother got a divorce from my dad. She just kind of like, I guess, didn't want to be a mother anymore. And basically the therapist was saying, like, you know, you can't expect for emotionally immature people to show up for you if they don't have the mental capacity to do so. And I was like, damn. Like, it really opened my mind, because I was like, wow, like, and I think I was like maybe 27 at the time. I mean, that's still fairly young, but I think I don't think I like made whatever, like, my parents or my mother not being there for me, like, I didn't make it like my personality, or make it like something to like kind of like harp over. Like, I think this is the first time I'm talking about this out loud. Like, I just kind of like went through life. And honestly, like, with me being I was in the military for 9 years, and I got out, I started a business. Then currently I teach people how to roller skate in Dallas. And I have a lot of people that like reach out to me, that, you know, that send me messages, that tell me in person, like, you really inspire me. Like, I just love the way you carry yourself. And honestly, that type of energy that's what keeps me going. Like, regardless if your family don't see value in you, the fact that strangers that don't know you from a canopy, they just see you on social media, if they're able to see value in you and support you and speak life into you, that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whatever your family don't do or won't do, or be there for you, or, you know, disrespect you or make you feel like shit, it don't matter. You can go out in the world and create your own family. Like, you literally have the power. Like, you're literally in the driver's seat of your life. You can't allow your toxic family members to basically decide whether you're going to turn left or right. Like, that's the whole goal of this conversation, just for people to understand, like, your toxic family members are just that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't control them. You can't like make them see things the way you see it. So the best thing you could do is just love your family from a distance, and just, you know, leave them where they're at. Cause, you know, honestly, when God like bless you with purpose, and you on a mission to like fulfill whatever it is that God has on your heart for you to do while you're here, that should be your focus. And focusing, you know, on being the best version of yourself that you can be. And also just understanding that you don't have control over that situation. So I feel like, you know, regardless of whatever my family members feel about me, it don't matter. So I know that might sound like kind of cold to say. It's like, dang, like, girl, you don't care? Like, no, I really don't. Because I feel like when your faith is rooted in Christ, Jesus Christ, and you believe in a higher power than yourself, and God has been so good to you, hence, God is good all the time, pray about everything. Yeah, so it's like, when your faith is rooted in Christ, and Christ has been leading you guiding you, giving you the strength to overcome everything that's been thrown at you, that's what your focus should be. You should keep your eyes on God, on Christ. Because I feel like at the end of the day, your toxic family just brought you here, but your toxic family is not going to keep you here. Like, this is your life. You decide what happened with it. So, I don't know. I'm just very grateful, honestly. Like, just being able to have the confidence and conviction to be able to speak about my personal experience, because I'm hoping that, whoever see this podcast, that me sharing about my family will be able to help you and to be able to kind of change your perspective on if you do have some ill will towards your family, or you are sad, or you are depressed about not having a relationship with your family members. Because remember, it's light at the end of the tunnel. Like, you have the power to go out and create your own family, your own community, people that love and support you. Like, you have the power to do that. And you don't have to feel bad or be like, oh my God, I can't cut my family off. Yes, you can. Like, because honestly, Lord, where I'm at in life right now, I choose peace. Like, I don't want to argue. I don't want to fuss. Like, I don't want to convince. I don't want to have to make nobody, like, want to believe me or see me. Like, it's just, life is too short. And I just feel like God only gives us one life. So you should take advantage of your life by taking back control over whatever, generational curse that you have over your life dealing with toxic family members. Because that's exactly what it is. It's a generational curse. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to continue the cycle. You literally can create your own family. Be loving, be kind. Because, my family members have said some very disgusting things to me over the years. And, I could hold hate in my heart, but I just never did. Like, and you see hence the heart on my chest, period. Because I'm a lover. I'm a lover girl. I just love, honestly, even currently right now, I teach people how to roller skate. And a lot of people, like, that's come across my content on TikTok, they basically say, like, oh, I love how, encouraging you are, how positive you are. Like, I like how you speak life into your skate students. And I'm like, that's just me. Like, it's not an act. It's not rehearsed. It's just, I genuinely want people to feel good about themselves. And even though my family don't make me feel good about myself, it don't, like, I'm telling y'all, it does not matter. Like, y'all gotta understand that sometimes the most beautiful people, the most kind-hearted people have been through the worst. And I just feel like, regardless of, like, whatever my family has done or said to me, it didn't stop anything. And as a matter of fact, I have an example, because I'm a 32-year-old woman. I'm single. I've never been married before. I don't have any kids. And I remember, like, back in 2017, I have an older brother, like I told y'all. He's 5 years older than me. And I remember one day we were on the phone, and he was like, I thought you were gay. And I was like, gay? He was like, because you never, like, post guys. You never talk about guys. And I was like, I just couldn't believe he said that to me. And I think what it is that, I think when you're dealing with, like, the brother-sister dynamic, I think a lot of, black men, they're used to, like, women being, like, baby mothers or, having a bunch of kids. And I think, like, when you don't have all that stuff, like, nothing against people that do, because, live your life, do your thing. That's your life choices. I just choose not to have kids because I want to be married. But I just thought that was interesting that my brother, my own blood brother, would say that to me, because it's like, wait a minute, why I gotta be gay? Because I'm not male centered. Like, but that just goes to show, like, how low vibrational he is, that he just can't even be proud of me, like, proud of his sister, that I didn't, like, fall victim to some BS with some guy that don't want to help me take care of a baby, and I'm taking care of a baby by myself. Because I have a sister. That's her story. And I think, honestly, I feel like people feel more comfortable around you when they feel like you're beneath them. And I feel like people in the world operate like that, but family members do that too. Because, like, when they feel like, you're not beneath them, it's like they don't really know what to do with you. So they rather just kind of like make up stuff, like pull stuff out of their ass to, like, make you feel like you less than. But I don't know. I just keep going. You just can't. you just can't allow what people lack, or they're like not able to comprehend or understand that people are different and everybody like lives like a different life and everybody goes a different way, and not all people are like not one dimensional. Like we're all unique and special. We all have our own story, and I don't know. I just very like I just be like, dang, I can't even believe I can't even believe my family is like this. Like, and I remember when I started my business, I was basically telling my I wouldn't talk to my family like on and off. Like it wouldn't be consistent, but it would be like on and off. Like we'll stop talking and then we'll talk again. And I was like getting out of the military, and I was like telling my mom and my sister about my business. And before I was selling like activewear, like it was like workout clothes. So before I end up like releasing the clothing, I was just selling like hats and it had the logo on it. So my last name is Taylor. So basically my brand name was Taylor Fitwear, and I was just selling hats with the logo on it. And I was telling my mom and my sister, and my sister was like, yeah, I would rather go gamble at a casino than support your business. Well, all right, okay. And then my mom, that I ain't gonna lie, she was like, oh yeah, I wouldn't wear that. I was like, oh wow, this is family, y'all. I mean, you just gotta laugh, because it's just like, why would you say that? But hey, what can we do? I don't know. It's like all you can do is just really pray. Pray for your family, your toxic family members. And yeah, honestly, I have a lot more examples of things that they said to me. But this is like, this is not to bash at all. Like I said when I started this video, this is just me sharing my truth and my perspective on dealing with toxic family members. And I just feel like, I don't know, one thing I can say to y'all is that I never, like, even when they did that, I don't know, God, I feel like what they said, many is called, but few are chosen. I feel like God chose me for real, because the stuff that I've dealt with and I've experienced, and the fact that I've never been in jail and I've never crashed out after being constantly disrespected over and over, not even just by family, just in life. And it's like, yeah, God definitely chose me. He definitely been keeping me for real, because, yeah, like, the stuff I've experienced with my family is very disheartening. And I don't know, I'm just sharing this to y'all to let y'all know that you have to keep going. You cannot let what they are not able to see in you stop you from seeing what you see in yourself and being able to be the person that God called over your life. Because like when you have purpose, your purpose is special, and you have to stay focused, and you can't get off track, because the moment you get off track and fall into some BS, it's over with. Because I ain't gonna lie, I went through some things like, and I almost fell off track, but God, he got me right back in line. But I feel like you gotta stay focused. Toxic family members do not matter. They don't matter. And honestly, hopefully this conversation was very helpful to whoever's watching this. Thank you for watching. And I don't know, my goal for this podcast is just to continue to grow, continue to flourish. I eventually want to do like, have guests and do like in-person interviews, because, it's called Chesley in Real Life. So I love the name of it, because I felt like, first of all, I didn't even tell y'all how I came up with the name. Basically, Chesley in Real Life is because I spent majority of my adult life in the military, and for some reason that just did not seem real to me. I'm so glad that God freed me from that. But yeah, I just feel like I've been out of the military the past 5 years, so I feel like this is me, Chesley, maneuvering through life in real life as my own entity, with my own mind, being able to be my own woman, not being distracted and conflicted with that life, military life. So thank you, God, for releasing me. I said 1, 2, 3, release it. But yeah, no, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all. So if you want more from me, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And also make sure y'all put in the comments if you have a topic that you want me to talk about or discuss, or if you have anybody that you want to be a guest on my podcast, just put in the comments or I think, well, actually DM me on TikTok. So ChesleyIRL on TikTok. If you want to follow me, make sure you follow me, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to Chesley in Real Life podcast. Bye, y'all.
You can't choose your family. You can love them, but you can love them from a distance too. And there are a lot of my family members that I've had to learn to love from a distance. They call me, I'm like, yeah, I'm here. You need something, let me know. But I can't have you in my life because you're toxic. You're poisonous.